This is your 420 Radio News for Thursday, June 27, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. Hawaii governor signs measures amending state's medical cannabis program, from the Weed blog. Democrat Governor Neil Abercrombie yesterday signed two measures into law to amend the state's 13-year-old medical marijuana program. House Bill 668 transfers the administration of the state's medicinal cannabis program from the Department of Public Safety to the Department of Public Health. It also establishes a special fund for the program within the state treasury. Senate Bill 642 increases the quantity of medical cannabis that may be possessed by qualified patients from 3 ounces to 4 ounces. The measure also increases the total number of mature plants that may be legally grown by qualified patients at any one time from 3 to 7. The changes in law will become effective in January 2015. DEA launches largest ever synthetic drug bust, from U.S. News and World Report. The U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration announced on Wednesday that it has launched its largest ever sweep against synthetic drugs, issuing hundreds of search and arrest warrants across the globe. Law enforcement officials executed more than 150 arrest warrants and nearly 375 search warrants in 35 states, 49 cities, and 5 countries on Wednesday, according to a DEA statement. More than 225 people have been arrested in the United States, Australia, Canada, Barbados, and Panama as a result of the crackdown, BBC News reported. Designer synthetic drugs are often marketed to teenagers and young adults as herbal incense or other seemingly harmless products, such as bath salts, but have led to an increase in overdoses and emergency room visits, according to the administration. Those who abuse the drugs have suffered from seizures, hallucinations, significant organ damage, and in some cases death, according to the DEA. Since the project began last December, more than 75 arrests have been made and nearly $15 million in cash and assets have been seized, according to DEA officials. Millions of profits from trafficking the designer drugs have ended up in Middle Eastern countries, said Derek Maltz, who heads the DEA's Special Operations Division. Quote, "The bad guys need money to fund their operations. The bad guys need money to buy their explosives, to buy their guns." End quote. City Council votes to ban medical marijuana dispensaries in Bakersfield, from BakersfieldCalifornian.com. The Bakersfield City Council on Wednesday approved an ordinance banning medical marijuana dispensaries within city limits, following testimony from 3 residents in favor of and 4 residents against the ban. The ordinance, which will take effect in approximately 30 days, is modeled after a similar example in Riverside, which recently was upheld in a decision by the California Supreme Court allowing cities to ban dispensaries. Bakersfield's ordinance will prohibit the operation in all zones of the city, from residential to commercial. The ordinance makes closing dispensaries a civil matter, not a criminal one, unless crimes are found to have been occurring at the dispensary. After investigating a dispensary with a complaint against it, the city would then have to take its case to civil court. No more drug test for driver's license applicants in the Philippines, from philstar.com. The panel crafting the implementation rules and regulations of the anti-drunk and drug driving law has scrapped the requirement of drug testing for applicants for driver's licenses. Starting today, there will be no more drug tests for license applicants. Katz seeks to clear the air on marijuana ticket, from politicsonthehudson.com. Assemblyman Steve Katz spoke at length publicly today about his marijuana possession ticket in March, saying he was not impaired when he was stopped for speeding and allegedly found to have had a bag of marijuana in the car. Katz, the second-term lawmaker, didn't address whether he was in fact in possession of marijuana as police alleged. Katz said he smoked marijuana in college. He didn't say if he still smokes marijuana. Katz this year voted in favor of the decriminalization of small amounts of marijuana and medical marijuana. He said his own marijuana case had nothing to do with his votes. He had previously voted against medical marijuana. Cannabis probably contributed to motocross rider's death. I'm sorry, I got the wrong headline here. Let's just remind you at the end of the news that we've got a big fundraiser coming up this Saturday at the Blues Brews in Portland, Oregon. You can get more information by visiting our blog at 420radio.org. We'll be covering it live 7 p.m. Saturday night, Pacific time, right here for the Southern Oregon 4, the 4 defendants in the marijuana raids in Medford and Grants Pass. This has been your 420 Radio News for Thursday, June 27, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. When we come back, we go behind the headlines to take a look at the underground in the market for drugs on the internet. The Bitcoin, the Silk Road, and the Tor network. If these are new terms to you, you want to stay tuned. You're listening to The Russ Belville Show on 420radio.org.